Welcome to 2.5 Perspectives. On our previous episode, we have tackled decisions. Shifting career can be a big step, but with a smart plan, I think it is achievable. So let's talk about skills and acquiring skills, right?
Yeah, and we spoke last time about these three circle rules, right?
Yeah.
And part of that, it was, looking at passion, skills, and market demand. Right? So skills, when we talked about skills, we said that, hey, you have to do first an inventory of your skills, your current skills, and then based on the job and career that you're looking to get, list down the skills that you will need to do that job, right?
Right.
And figure out what's the gap between those. Right?
Yes.
So if we can give an example, let's say, you, and again, I'm sharing from what I know from experience, right? There are many other examples out there, but I'll talk where I have the knowledge, right? For example, if you're looking to move into the AI and cybersecurity, right? And you're a software engineer currently, the shift is going to be quite easily depending on the programming language, right? If you want to go to AI, you just have to start to look at Python and other tools that are out there right now. If you're in a IT support, right, or network admin, it's again a path to cybersecurity would be a very achievable one by looking at tools how to do or what does it mean threat assessments, looking at different certificates in that area, right? So it's doable, as you said, with a smart step-by-step plan, looking at the skills that you have right now. And I've just shared you one example that the gap of the two between those two jobs is small, right?
Yeah.
But the gap can be, bigger, right? For example, let's say you're a business analyst and you want to go into data science, or you have to learn SQL and other analytics tools, or SSO and other tools that maybe are farther apart from what you do right now. That again is doable. It's just the number of skills and tools that you have to learn are maybe bigger than previous example, right?
Yeah.
So other examples that come to mind right now, as we've spoken in the previous episode, is, for example, in healthcare, in constructions, or in factory workers. We talked about automotive and many other, like logistics and many other fields. They all need to do the same. We're reinforcing the message, right?
Yes.
Do an inventory of your skills, look at the new jobs and new career, and assess what skills you need, and figure out how big is that gap, right?
Yeah.
Then have a plan to achieve and break down that gap. That gap can be 20%, it can be 80%, right? And plan how do you want to achieve the bridge of that gap.
Yeah, correctly said. Let's say, for example, as we can take me as an example for that 20% gap, right? Where I started from, I did 7 different jobs, nothing fit. And then I truly started what was, let's put it like this, meant for me, right?
Yeah.
In IT. And I think that strategy helped a lot to see, okay, where am I? What are my skills that I have now?
Mm-hmm.
And what do I need to acquire? Because you can have like only 3 skills. You are a good communicator, you are perseverant, and so on and so forth. So small skills, but the other ones can be learned and can be acquired, right?
Exactly. And I think this is a subject that maybe in a further episode we should dive into your full history of growth, because I do believe you had this extensive experience of transitioning from one career to another until you figure out which one was better fitted for you, right?
Better suited,
and
right?
The idea is don't it might be that the first time is not going to work as you wished, your first choice, your first career, even if you went to that three circle rule and you've answered all those questions, you might have like 2, 3 career paths listed, but you have to try it, right? You try, you go forward with one that fits the best, and then you reiterate. If that doesn't work, that doesn't mean you're a failure, right? You go back and you reiterate. Is every skill that you acquire, you put it under your tool belt, right? Imagine that you have a tool belt,
Yes.
and you just put it in there, and that is going to help you progress in ways in which you will not imagine in the first step, right? So definitely we should tackle that one, but we should think about how do we bridge that gap, and what do we need to do or what steps should we take to bridge the gap.
Yes, correct. Yeah, I think also we have to think about the time that is needed, right? Because when you say I want to bridge the gap and I have skills to acquire, you will have to be you will have to understand that it will take some time. So the task that you are setting for yourself, I think, should be at least give yourself 1 year, right?
Yeah, in general, that's the target, right? From 6, 12, max 24 months, right? You should be able to bridge the gap, right?
Yeah, it depends how big is the gap, right?
Correct.
Because if you have to acquire 10 new skills, you cannot say, okay, I will acquire these skills in 6 months or 1 year.
Exactly.
You can split them and say, okay, when I want to be ended with them, let's say in 3 years, really, in 3 years, and then split them and say, okay, 3 skills have to be done in 1 year, the next 3 skills in the next year, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, correct. And also you have to think about the time that you're giving yourself. Again, coming back to previous episodes, you have to think about, hey, currently I'm doing a job, right? I'm working at whatever a job you have right now as an electrician, and I want to go into robotics and maintaining, automotive robotics, right? What is the amount of time that I can carve out for myself to learn the skills, to bridge that gap, right? And make sure that is really doable in a period of time that makes sense. As soon as that period of time is too high, that puts you at risk, right? So you have to circle back and figure out how you can minimize that time. Of course, the beauty, or how to say, the golden ticket would be to have a very small period of time to bridge that gap so that you are ready to move forward, right? And in order to do so, some of the things what you can do, to get to acquire those skills is either do some voluntary work, right, in the area that you want to get, right, or some freelancing, right, in that time. You can take some, in your current job, you might be able to take tasks that are beyond your own responsibility, take some extra tasks that will give you an opportunity to grow the skills or to acquire partially some of the skills that you'll need for the new career. Some other, methods is to find mentors or to find someone you can shadow and learn from them how, real world experience on how that new job, that new career would look like, right? And others would be, try to get an entry level job, right? Or hyper type of engagement. I remember you, right? You had your own job, and then you took like I think it was 10 hours per week, or maybe less than 10 hours per week, extra only to get those skills. But how I would adopt this, I love this type of rules on, that there are, let's say, practices out there. So there is this called 70-20-10 rule when we talk about acquiring skills. Right? So 70%, it's all about learning by doing. So gaining real world experience. Right?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You go and you really start to do by either taking a task that is beyond your role and responsibility that will help you do the future job. So hands-on, right?
Hands-on, yeah.
So that's the 70%, right? 20% is learn from others. What this means is that shadowing piece, right? I'm going to go and learn, I'm going to be an apprentice, and I'm going to shadow someone, see how you're doing that future job, and I can learn from others. And the 10% is learning from courses, right? Online courses, and you can use different platforms. There are so many platforms right now where you can learn, right? From LinkedIn learning, from Udemy, or others that are out there, right? And so this is the 70-20-10 rules. 70% learn by doing, 20% learn from others, and 10% is learn from courses, right?
Yeah.
And then you start to build those. You start to build those skills to close that gap as much as possible. As we were saying, right? Use platforms to do that 10%. You can also get some certificate. I can talk, in my area, you can get certificates from Google, AWS, Microsoft, Salesforce, right? All these certificates helps you to better understand what you need to do as, trying to learn an AI model or working with an AI model or build an AI model or cybersecurity. There is a lot of other, like from Cisco, there is a lot of certifications. So look for certifications that are in the area of the job that you're looking for. I can only talk for the ones that I'm aware of in my area. And then try to build a portfolio, right? Like do a project, a small project that it's within the area that you would like to move, so that you can start to build some experience, right? Build a portfolio.
Yeah.
And look for attending webinars or hackathons or networking events. Me personally, I like to go to network events where they talk about, I don't know, AI, or they talk about digital transformation, or they talk about leadership and operational efficiencies, right? Because you can learn from others and from this type of environment. So
yeah. And it's also good for networking and so forth. So you have only pluses there if you attend something.
Exactly. Grow your breadth so that you can breadth of network and people that you know, especially in the area that you're looking to grow. Because as soon as you get that, you'll see how those people operate. You'll get experience. You'll get people that might be interested in your desire to grow, and they will see you as a potential candidate, right?
Yeah.
And just to give you some facts, I'm a fan of facts in regards of careers, right? The demand of careers for the next, I would say maybe 10 years from now on. It's, for example, in US, in America, AI and cybersecurity, it's one of the area of growth. I think I've mentioned this also in the previous episode, is like 15% plus growth that we're going to see in this area. Healthcare also in America is going to be like almost 2 million new jobs is going to appear on the market. When we talk about like South America, like Brazil, Mexico, interesting, they are the biggest food exporters in the world. So there is an increase of demand there. So agriculture, businesses, food processing workers, right? And the automation that comes with that, and technology that's going to be embedded. So that's going to be also a trend going further. In Europe, Green energy also is starting to pick up. We're going to see, statistics says 1.1 million new jobs in green energy field, right? Tourism, I think I've already mentioned this, is coming, it has a comeback.
boom, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see in Europe somewhere around like 22% growth of jobs within travel. In Africa, also very heavy on agricultures. That in Africa there is 60% of the working population is in agriculture, right? So there's with all the modernization of the agricultural segment, you're going to see more and more demand in that area. So we're speaking now for people across the world. So that's why I was trying to put this into a regional type of approach. Asia, we see a lot of AI engineers and data scientists. We see constant growth from last year, but also moving forward, somewhere around 6.7% annually growth. So it's a very constant natural growth into that area. And what can I say? Even in Australia, we see the healthcare demand of more than 15%. And in Australia, also, this is interesting. When I saw this, was like very surprised. In Australia, it seems so that there is a demand for teachers and e-learners.
Okay.
It seems that it's very appealing for Australia is a top destination for international students.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was unexpected for me too. So we see also growth in that e-learning, digitalization of learning, and Australia being one of the top in that region. So regarding skills, coming back a bit on the skills, make the inventory of your skill. Looking at your top 3 shortlisted careers, list what are the skills that you would require, figure out the gap, try to look for the one that makes more sense, right? Thinking of that 3-circle rule, and then if you look at the gap, look at how much time you would need to acquire all the skills,
yes.
right? And then use the 7-20-10 rules. 70% learn by doing, 20% learn from others, and 10% learn through courses. And don't forget, when you're done or as you go in that 6, 12, 24 months, right? Don't forget to update your resume. Don't forget to update your LinkedIn profile. Tailor your LinkedIn profile, especially that About Me section, tailored that shows where you want to be, not where you are now, but talk about where you want to be. Share the information to the future employers and be transparent on your desire to pivot. They really I would appreciate as an employer to see that you want to pivot and here's what you do to do so, right?
Yes.
To get and acquire the skills.
Yes.
And lastly is share all the certifications that you have acquired in the meantime, that projects and that portfolio. Share all of those because, I always say, create your brand. Be your own marketer. If you do not market everything that you have achieved and you're achieving, how would you like others to know and to view you? Right?
Yeah.
So skills are is not something that is not achievable. As you said very, very well at the beginning, if you have a smart step-by-step plan, it's doable.
It's doable, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect summarized. I couldn't have said it better. So that's it for this episode. I think for the next episode would be best to give the viewers an example. So maybe we will try my story.
Yeah, for sure.
And then let's see how this works. Thank you guys, and until the next episode, please, if you like this information and if you think it was helpful, give us a like, subscribe, and maybe give us your thoughts. Write in the comments if you have if you want to have a career transition. Tell us from where to what, and maybe we can help. Thank you, and until the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.